Good morning, my friends. Sunday, January 28th, 57 degrees. If this is global warming, give me all you got. Awesome. North Texas. Very, very good weather. I'm even wearing some shorts today. How about that? I normally don't wear shorts in the garden or when I'm working outside, but today it's just so nice and sunny that I decided to get some vitamin D. And I was reading regarding the flu season of 2017 2018. It's been a very hard season. Apparently, that's what the media outlets are saying. Schools are closing. We have a couple of schools have closed here, just to sanitize the whole place and do a bunch of stuff. Last time it was this bad, it was in 2011, I believe. I recall at that time I was doing what they call being a watchdog, which is a program that schools have here in Texas, where you as a parent volunteer and go help out the kids and play with the kids, etc. I guess it's supposed to be like a little male role model for some kids that don't have that don't have male figures in their house. So you go out there and you play and read them stories and help them out with their homework and stuff like that for a day. It's a pretty cool thing, man. They work you to death though, because you have to do perimeter checks in the school and you got to make sure the doors are closed and part of that day in 2011, I think it was 2011, 2012. I don't know. I think it was 2011. Uh, I went to the coach, and that was part of my routine. I had to go to report to the coach, and she told me, "Hey, you mind helping me out? I need to sanitize all these toys here because the flu is just rampant." So we spent about 2 hours just sanitizing every little toy that kids play with in the gym. And we're talking about kids. This is like pre-K. Talking about kids 4 or 5 years old, and so I was helping the coach sanitize all that stuff, and that was back in 2011 when the pig flu was going rampant. H1N1 was the strain at that time. So I remember that, because we spent about an hour just cleaning all surfaces with the Clorox wipes and so on and so forth. And now it's 2018, and that strain of viruses is also rampant this year. And another one that is also the H3N2, which apparently is the one that's killing the most people. And that virus, in 1968, was responsible for about 1 million deaths. This is a pandemic called the Hong Kong flu. And so now we have, and the H1N1, in addition to 2011, well, it's also the Spanish flu of 1918. So anyway, be that as it may, we have the H3N2 responsible for a pandemic in 1968, and the H1N1 responsible for a big pandemic in 1918, and most recently in 2011, a big surge in flu cases. So I started kind of doing a little research about the flu and ways to prevent it or minimize its effects if you get it. Because I got 2 kids and a wife, and they go to school and I go to work, and active lives, and you're bound to run into people that have it and bring it home. And I stumbled across a channel from Dr. Mercola. I think he's like a naturalist or something like that. He kind of he's very very much into natural medicine and stuff like that. But he is a real doctor, and he said that the one of the best things you could do to prevent the flu, it's get vitamin D. Got him vitamin D, and more than vitamin C, vitamin D is what your body needs most in winter. And apparently, I also run into another channel from Dr. John Bergman. I'll put links to these guys on the video description. And he was also saying that the vitamin D is the primary reason why people get the flu in winter, or a deficiency of vitamin D in winter, because it's overcast. It's people are wearing long sleeves, and you don't get the sun as strong as in the summer when it's right on top of your head, whereas this one is just kind of sitting in the horizon. So you don't get too many UVB rays, which is what brings your vitamin D levels, when it hits your skin, or your skin reacts and creates that vitamin D3. So that's the main reason, right? So then you go into your house and you're all huddled up with because it's cold, and somebody brings in the bug and everybody catches in in the house, and that person goes to school or goes to the store or goes to work, and so on and so forth. That's how that thing spreads easier in winter. But it all stems from the root that there is a lot less vitamin D available to people, naturally speaking. So, but by the sun, the sun is kind of hiding away, and it's not very valuable, especially northern latitudes. They get a lot less sun and a lot more overcast days than we do down here in south. Uh, so I decided to come out and get a little sun today, and just do some gardening. I didn't go to the farm today. Uh, I decided to stay home here and take care of this garden because it's a mess, really. But that got me thinking also that what are the sources of vitamin D? So I started researching. In addition to the sun, which is the cheapest and the most abundant, and your body just produces vitamin D when you get exposed to the sunlight. Uh, there's also some of the biggest sources of vitamin D comes from animal products. Fish, particularly fish, is real high in vitamin D, and I think these are like fish that are in the ocean, like the salmon and cod, and those types of fish have a lot of vitamin D in them. Beef liver, also, it's very high in vitamin D. And of course, you can always go buy a supplement at the store and take that, 5,000 milligrams or whatever the dose is. Take some of those pills. But it left me thinking about you hooples that apparently it's kind of hard to get vitamin D3 from a plant-based diet when you're vegan. So I don't know. I'm not sure your reasons for being a vegan, but maybe fish might be something you incorporate in your diet during winter, being so far up in north in Canada. But of course, I'm sure you know this already. But anyway, I just thought I'd pass this on to you guys. Get your vitamin D and get your intake of fish and beef and winter, just to kind of stay healthy. According to Dr. Bergman, he says that there is no flu season. The flu virus is everywhere throughout the year. It's just that in the winter there's a lot less sun, and that's why people become vitamin D deficient, and that opens up your guard to catching the virus. So you might want to keep that into consideration, that it happens mostly in winter because of the lack of sun exposure. So maybe take up some activities in the garden outside, plant the garden, or just go for a walk, or do something, to get your skin exposed to the sun. A little bit, you don't have to burn yourself, but just 20 minutes, 30 minutes, that should be enough. The other thing is that I think is that if you have a good diet, if you eat healthy, and by healthy I don't mean like you're eating organic and this and that crap. I mean, you buy your food at the store and you cook it at home. You don't buy the little microwave dinners and stick them in the oven, or you don't eat out of a can every night, or you don't eat out of fast food that you bring home every night, or Chinese or whatever. I mean, you buy your rice, you buy your beans, you buy your beef, you buy your chicken, your vegetables. You cook that at home and you eat that. I think that goes a long way in having a strong immune system. That even if you get the flu, it's not going to take you down. I mean, there's a lot of dead people of the flu, but a lot of those dead people had already been compromised. So the ones that were healthy, they get it and they recover and they go on. But it is the people that are already a little bit compromised for some of the reason that get it, and that takes them to their grave. So you might consider that, if you have a lifestyle that's very, very active and very busy lifestyle, doesn't allow you to cook and stuff, think about your health. Maybe change your ways a little bit, change your schedule so that you have some time to cook something, at least one cooked meal at home that gives you all those nutrients that your body needs. It goes a long way, I think, in staying healthy. The vaccine apparently missed the mark this year. Some estimates say that it's 30% effective. Some estimates say that it's 10% effective. Who knows, I don't vaccinate. I haven't. I've probably done 2 vaccines in my life, just out of peer pressure and I don't do that. I don't believe in it, and I don't, and neither do my kids or family or my wife or anything. And we don't get more sick than the average population. I mean, we'll get sick every now and then, but so, I mean, the last time I got the flu was probably last year, and that was the second time in about 12 years that I've gotten the flu. And the time before that is the time that I got a vaccine for. I'm not saying that caused it; it's probably coincidence, but the vaccine was probably not very effective that year, and I got that. So I really don't vaccinate. I just don't, and I don't really get it. I don't get the flu often. Knock on wood, right? But I think a lot has to do with the way I eat. I mean, I don't eat much. Oh, one more thing that Dr. McCullough was saying, that in addition to amping up your vitamin D intake, another thing that you should do, especially during winter and just as a healthy lifestyle, is to cut back on sugars. On sugars, he says that sugar is like creates a very good fertile soil for viruses in your body. And if you have a lot of sugar intake, you have a very a fertile like a fertile ground for viruses to develop. I'm not sure exactly what the relationship is or how it works. All I know is that if you want to get a lot of soil activity in the garden, you throw some molasses in there, and it just amps it up like crazy. So maybe that's something. There's something to that effect, that if you throw some sugar into your body, you are also amping up your virus activity, or you're making it easy for viruses to survive in your body and spread. So maybe there's something to that. And for my part, I'm drinking my coffee. I drink coffee black and with no milk and no sugar. And I've been drinking coffee since I was about 6 years old. Always black, no sugar. For some reason, I don't really like it. I don't put sugar in my tea. I don't put sugar in anything. I do eat some sweet pastries every now and then, especially at the office. People bring a lot of junk to the office, and for some reason, when I'm there, I'm just like, oh, well, there's food there, so let me grab some. But at home, for example, pastries go stale in the pantry. I don't eat them. Or ice cream, it builds frost inside the freezer because I don't eat it. Uh, so I don't know if maybe it's just my organism. I really just stay away from sugars. It doesn't really appeal much to me. It's not like an effort that I'm doing to stay away from it, but I do notice that a lot of people do eat a lot of sugar, and they also tend to be a little more compromised, especially if you're a little bit on the overweight side. I think that is, your immune system may be a little compromised by that too. But anyway, I just thought I'd pass that on. More vitamin D, less sugar, and I would say just keep it healthy at home. Just cook your own food. You don't have to buy organic rice or this or that, all the fancy stuff. Even a regular tomato that's been sprayed with whatever the hell they've been sprayed with. Uh, Even that, if you wash it and cook it, it's going to be healthier than something from a can or something you got at the store, or something that came in a microwave dinner. You know, of course, if you go all the way and get organic this and organic that, well, there's more power to you. But I'm just saying that just getting your stuff at the regular Walmart and cooking it at home is 90% of the way. You will be healthy. You will be healthier by doing that. Okay, folks, well, stay healthy and enjoy this beautiful weather that I think we're having just across the entire continent right now. It's awesome. Until next time.